Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we will be unboxing the Dash Greek yogurt maker and making our first batch of yogurt. This is a nice container. I picked the pink color. It has simple instructions. It's so easy. That's what the box says. And this is what we will find inside. The small container for straining and refrigeration, the Greek strainer for making the Greek yogurt, and then the actual Greek yogurt maker, and the large container and lid for storage and refrigeration. Let's start. It's a nice little fun box. And we have a little warranty card. We'll take care of it later. Then we have a nice dial with instructions, and I will try to follow the instructions on the dial. Here on the other side, on the reverse side of the dial, we have recipes, yogurt recipes for different kinds of milk. Whole milk, this is what I have. Then there is 2% milk recipe, 1% milk, skim plus milk, have to find out what that is, and soy milk. So that's pretty good for those of us who are lactose intolerant, but I'm not, so I will stick to the whole milk recipe. All right, here comes the lid for the, I think for this container here. And then the rest of the components of the yogurt maker. But then there's also this nice booklet with recipes for Greek yogurt, instruction manual and recipe guide. So I will have to study it later. There are safety guidelines, how to set the timer. I will definitely read it up. Let's get the containers out. Okay, so this looks pretty nice, and in addition to the yogurt maker, we have 2 containers and a strainer. That's pretty nice, and a lid. So the larger white container, I believe that's for straining. Yeah, it looks like, because it's the same colors. We'll be straining the yogurt in this. And the pink container, I think that's for making the actual yogurt in the yogurt maker machine. So this is the lid. All right, so that's pretty simple. As I said, I will be following these instructions on the dial. That should be pretty easy. And I will wash, not the yogurt maker, but I will wash everything else to make sure it's nice and clean, and we'll get our first batch of yogurt going. I washed the containers with warm water, the pink and the white one, and I also washed the strainer and the lid, and I prepared the bowl for boiling the milk. I will be boiling it using a double boiler technique. I will partially submerge this bowl with the milk into a pot with the boiling water to prevent milk from sticking. I prepared a thermometer for measuring the temperature of the milk, and the yogurt culture. I didn't have the plain yogurt that the instructions on the dial called for, So I will be using this instead. I've never used this before, so we'll see what happens. This is my first time. I read the instructions and they're slightly different from the instructions on the dial as far as the temperature of the milk. So the temperature to heat the milk to on the dial is 185, and on the yogurt culture 180 degrees. So that's how I will be boiling it. It's in French, but I can figure it out. So the instructions are in French. And then the cooling off temperature here calls for 100 degrees, and on the yogurt culture it's 111, 113. So this, because I'm using the yogurt culture, I'll be following the instructions obviously on the yogurt culture package. The quantity of the milk, the amount of the milk that I'll be using here, 42 ounces on the yogurt culture package, and 5 cups on the dial. So 42 ounces is 5¼ cups, so that's what I'll be using. So let's measure the milk. That's 3, 4, 5, and we can do 5½. And now I'm gonna take it to the double boiler. I'm done with step 1, the prep step. I've heated the milk up using the double boiler up to 180 degrees according to the yogurt culture package instructions. Right now it's cooling down to 113, 111 degrees. It's still pretty hot. It shows around 160 degrees, so I will keep cooling it down and I will meet you there. So we're getting into step 2 now. We have cooled the milk down to 111 Fahrenheit. Right now it's even cooling down more, 109. So we're ready to mix the yogurt culture into the milk. So we're gonna just cut off the tip. Well, it's not cutting off. Alright, so now it's all cut off. That's what it looks like inside. And we're gonna mix it in thoroughly using a whisk. And then once it's all mixed in, we will put it into the pink container in which we will be making the yogurt. Make sure that you cool the milk down to the required temperature. Don't put the yogurt culture into the hot milk, because that will just cook the yogurt culture and you will not get the yogurt. Now we will put the pink container into the yogurt maker and set the timer. This will be our step 3. So let's turn the yogurt maker on. You see how the dial got lit up. It's set for 8 hours by default. We will have to set it for 10 hours according to the instructions on the dial. So this will be 10. And now the light will go off, but the timer is now set for 10 hours. So we will put the milk into the yogurt maker. We will cover the lid and we will push the start button and wait for 10 hours. So it's been 10 hours and the timer just went off and this dial was lit and then it automatically shut itself down. So let's see what we have inside. There is a little condensation here on the lid. And we're unplugging the yogurt maker. Actually, I should have unplugged it first. So first thing, unplug it, then do everything else. So inside, we see a little condensate, but you see how thick the yogurt is already? And it's been 10 hours. So let's see what the next step is on the dial. So the last step, step 4, we need to strain. So we will strain off excess whey in the fridge for 2 hours. We'll take the pink container out. And we will take the white container, put the strainer inside of the white container, and then transfer the yogurt that is still warm into the strainer. This is the consistency of the yogurt right now. And so you will just be gently transferring it into the strainer. So I still have a little bit of yogurt left in the pink container. So the 5 cups really is the limit here in this pink one. Remember how I used 5½ cups? I should not have put that ½ cup of the milk, the extra ½ cup. But that's okay, I can strain it later. I can put it in the fridge for now. So the strainer is full. We will cover it with lid and it will go into the fridge for 2 hours. Alright, so it's been 2 hours and I got the yogurt with the strainer out of the fridge, and let's see, it has gotten quite thick. And let's see how much liquid it released. Yeah, that's quite a bit. I would say it's around 2 cups, which sounds about right because as we see on the dial, out of 5 cups of whole milk, we get 2½ cups of Greek yogurt. So we got our 2½ cups here, and we will store it in the fridge. I will put it probably in a separate container. And this liquid is called whey, and it's full of nutrients as well. So it's for those of us who are trying to have a healthy lifestyle, probably there's a good use for it as well in our diet. So this will go in the fridge, and then obviously I'll get it out of the strainer unless I want to strain it some more. And I heard that you can strain it all the way up to 24 hours and get almost like a farmer's cheese-like consistency product out of it. I need to try it sometime. I will update you if I do get to try it. So I will put it in the fridge. Or why don't I try some right now? I like it, sometimes I like it plain, sometimes I like it with a little honey and a little berries. So this time I have blueberries, and we can put some blueberries in it. And some honey. And it looks quite beautiful. Really looking forward to trying it. So that's Greek yogurt made with a Dash Greek yogurt maker. And remember how we had a little bit of yogurt, plain yogurt unstrained left? We can save it for next time as a starter for our next batch. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it in a, and it's gotten quite thick as well, even unstrained, as you can see here. So I'll just save it in a jar. On the dial we see that we need half a cup of plain yogurt to start the yogurt making process. So that's gonna be my half a cup for the next batch, and I'll add some more to it. So this was pretty easy to make and straightforward, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it informative, and I hope you get to make your own batch of Greek yogurt.